First of all, I would like to pay my respect to the Divine Mother in the form of technology that enables us to gather like this. Here I am sitting on the bank of the river Ganga, looking at you, sitting in your own temples. Today is a day of festival here. They find any excuse to celebrate in India. So today is people are bathing in the river, offering their prayers by the river, and it's a worship to the sun and for good health. I'm not going to describe what they're celebrating, just know they're celebrating. And celebration comes in many forms in India. Loud music is the first. Then comes fireworks. Then the dogs get excited. Humans get even more excited. And the energy just begins to amp up. And everybody's trying to play their speakers louder. So after celebration comes excitement, and the excitement, too much of it can take the form of craziness. It was a little discombobulating for me to be here after coming from Upasana. That is absolute stillness, silence to this. And it feels good just to sit with you and look at you, being still, being quiet, with a smile on your face. There came a moment I began to notice what is happening outside, how it affects me individually. The music particularly, I'm not used to loud sounds. And a part of me was complaining. That was very real. I couldn't deny it, that I'm a Babaji and I'm not disturbed by the sound outside. It was there. I was noticing it. A part of me was telling me I should be able to manage it, maintain my calmness. Then the heat, it's a little warm and muggy. That's another thing that doesn't suit well with me. Then little mosquitoes come, they start biting. All these things happen. We cannot have the world as perfect as we all wish. Then how do we maintain our peace? Usually we like to control outside environment so I can feel comfortable. And when that gets out of control, then what do you do? It reminded me one of Baba's teachings. Go to your own shelter. Go under your own shelter. Even that teaching of Baba can be taken on many levels. But the true shelter that we seek is really only within us. Living this human life, we go through many ups and downs, and every day there is something disturbing, something challenging, something uncomfortable. And we have to be able to find respite from it all somewhere. And that somewhere is only within. To strengthen that ability, we make little effort, and that effort is our spiritual practice. That just to even remember that I can manage it, I can handle it. If I have that feeling that I can manage it, we don't get washed away. When it rises that I can manage it, I don't have to get all worked up about it. Then what I do, the only shelter is our own spiritual practice. And spiritual practice is nothing mysterious, just something very simple, even just to remind myself. It's not worth losing your peace. Find a way to calm yourself down. I was sitting outside. It got so noisy. And I made a little effort to come to my room, close all the doors so sound could stay outside. So I made a little effort, try to change my environment. But after that, it required me to remember what is important for me. I could have sat there and complained about all these senseless people making all this noise, but they were living their own life and they were probably having fun and enjoying it. Instead of complaining about it and being unhappy about it, I tried to manage my own self. This is also a part of a spiritual life, that we don't stay focused on what others are doing or what they are not doing, how they're disturbing my peace. As long as I'm looking at outside with this blame, I stay in agitation. When I remove myself from that situation, change the environment, turn the focus towards myself, remember what is important for me, then it all begins to make sense. I'm not saying anything new to you. I'm just reinforcing the importance of our practice, our spiritual practice. Because I'm seeing who is in front of me, and we all go through this. We all go through this. We get agitated, we get washed away, and we get so caught up in our drama. That is not only my drama, but it could be created by somebody else's drama. Then my drama gets mixed up and I totally forget what is important. When I came to Sonoma, this line with my conversations with you, one line that came to me, that nothing is worth losing your peace. And over years, I asked people, there are many sayings of Baba and placards written all over the ashram. Which is your favorite one? And guess what? The most favorite teaching that people remember is, Babaji, one that really always stays with me is, nothing is worth losing my peace. If you don't remember any of the teachings, just remember this one. Each one of us will have our own situations and will have our agitations, But even to remember that nothing is worth losing my peace is important. We all know it. We have heard it many times. How often do we really bring it into practice, in remembrance? Spiritual practice is all about remembrance. We know it. We know what we have to do. But mind gets into a movement of certain kind, and it begins to say yes, but, and keeps coming back to that. I am mentioning this to you because I ended up practicing today myself. So even Babaji has to remember and has to practice. Babaji is human, just like you. I have my challenges, just like you have your own challenges. And we are on this journey together. And as long as we keep reminding each other, and hopefully you remind it to the people that you are in, that are in your life. I hope you find a way to spread this message that you have heard, but spread it in a way without playing holier than thou. You're not preaching, but how do we just take this simple message and say it in a way the person who is listening to it can really listen to it without being preachy? India is a great country for spiritual work because challenges are there every moment. And I came in here, and the team here, the boys have been working so hard because Babaji is coming after 2.5 years. And they had created beautiful riverfront. We have some land, nice garden, terrace, and planted beautiful flowers. But just 2 weeks before Babaji was supposed to come, Mother Ganga came in. There was 3 feet of water inside the compound. And then everything was finished. And then the water went out. They had to start over the whole process again. They had to live with the disappointment. So it also teaches, this kind of environment also teaches detachment from your own expectations. They had worked so hard. Babaji will be so happy to see this. But the Ganga came in and totally took it away. They create nice gardens, and just before Babaji is about to come, the army of monkeys will come and devastate everything. The flock of Nilgai, the blue cows, will jump over the garden across the river. That they had just planted a whole plantation of fruit trees and everything. The cows came in, ate it, and whatever was left over, the Ganga came in and drowned it. It's back to the same old place. So the teaching that we make effort, we try to make a change. But if we are just tied to the fruit of it, and our happiness depends on the fruit, something else going to affect it. So finding the joy, finding the enthusiasm in creating and doing whatever I can do, and that's the real thing, not the result of it. Babaji didn't get to see it. But Babaji did see it while they were building it. When they said, wow, we have done a great work, it looks nice. Babaji residing in their heart side, because they saw it, what they had done. We have beautiful garden in Sonoma, and it's beautiful year long. There are no cows coming to chew on it, no goats, no camels. No flooding, fire once in a while, but our garden has never burned down. It stays. We are very lucky in the States in that way, that things that we make our effort in, at least we get to keep it for some time and enjoy for some time. And we keep going through life, something happens. We have lived with somebody for our whole life, and then comes time for them to leave. Things happen. And everything doesn't stop with that. We keep moving. Just like when the garden was washed away, they started again. Garden, now the new garden is created. Things happen in our life. Something has happened. I feel like stuck. I feel stuck. We have to get up and start creating again, creating our life again. Anyway, I just wanted to greet you from here today. And many of you that I see have been here. And it's very different from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when the boys were small, and now they have all grown up into little men, bigger men, young men, I meant, and the girls are getting bigger. And sitting outside, I was reflecting on our early days when we had started building this ashram, and there was so much different kind of energy, different kind of enthusiasm, different kind of carefree. Now it's different, very different. But it has its own life. I see Mindy here. She was here, and her little puppy in the background I see walking around. And last time Mindy was in Banaras, I think it was the same festival happening. Anyway, just wanted to say hi to you, and would love to hear what's on your mind. And I'm sure many of you will have some questions of one kind or another. I'm sitting here to listen to you.